Hi everyone, this is the Michael Myers fanatic. Today I'm going to tell you what my version of Halloween 2 would have been like. I like the original Halloween 2, it's okay, but I have to tell you I really did not like the hospital setting. I thought it was corny. It was really cheesy when he was stabbing people with a needle. You know what I mean? It's really weird because these days the fan base, they bitch about the weirdest things. Oh, they're brother and sister. What about the fact that there's this big ass empty hospital? Where is everybody? How come nobody's complaining about that? But they want to bitch about their lineage? Oh, they're brother and sister. So what? So? They bitch about the weirdest shit. Like, I don't get the fan base today. The internet has made people soft. Seriously. Anyway, this is my version of Halloween 2. It was written by me and a friend of mine named Alex Navarro, and basically it would have started off like the original Halloween 2 started off, like the regular version. Michael Myers gets shot, bang, 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 and he falls off the balcony. I know he got shot more times than I mentioned just now, but you know what I mean. Anyway, he falls off the balcony. Loomis comes outside. Michael's not there. The theme comes on, and I would have taken that organ away. I hate that organ. It would have been the piano again, but the version of the theme would have still been slightly different. Anyway, once the movie comes back on after the credits, Laurie's mom and dad get home, and they're crying because Laurie's all messed up. Her ankle's bleeding. Her arm is bleeding. She's yelling at the cops and shit, asking them how could they let this happen. Bob, Linda, and Annie are dead, of course, and Laurie's mom is crying about that and saying, oh, they were so young and all this stuff. So basically, when Laurie gets to the hospital, they find out that the injuries are bad, but not bad enough for her to stay. She decides she wants to come home. So basically, the parents give in because they feel guilty. She's already had a shitty night. Michael Myers has already tried to kill her once. And you might be asking, well, why would she go home with a maniac running around? Well, I'll tell you why. In our version, a report on the radio mistakenly mentions that Michael Myers has been caught and arrested. So when that report comes over the radio, then the town of Haddonfield breathes a sigh of relief because they think they're safe. They think that this was just a one-off event, that 3 people just happened to be killed by a nut wearing a Halloween mask. And they basically put it behind them. Laurie's mom basically tells her, it's gonna be okay, baby. We're gonna go home. We're gonna get you on these pain meds and we're gonna put you in bed. And we're gonna watch some movies until you fall asleep. At first, Laurie doesn't want to do it because of the night she just had. She thinks Michael Myers is still coming to get her, but the parents are like, oh no, they arrested him. And so basically, everybody just goes back in their house. I mean, don't get me wrong, they talk about it, sure, 3 people were just killed, for crying out loud. Of course they're going to talk about it. But like I said, since it was reported that he got arrested, everyone just considers it a one-off event. Oh, this was just a crazy dude, one crazy son of a bitch that was killing teenagers in a Halloween mask. They caught him, they arrested him. End of story. So anyway, being that some kids are desensitized to violence, they throw a house party despite the fact that 3 people got killed in their neighborhood. And at the house party, Michael Myers isn't in jail, he was just hiding. He breaks into that house, steals a knife. They're not really paying him any attention. He waits for one of the guys to go off by himself, and when the guy is off by himself, he stabs the guy in the chin. The knife goes through his chin and goes up through his head, through the top of his head. And there's another scene we wrote where this girl's getting out of her Halloween costume, and she goes to the bathroom. She wants to take a shower. She goes in the bathroom and she sees that there's a jack-o'-lantern sitting on the sink. She thinks it's weird, but she thinks nothing of it. She turns the light on, pulls the curtain back to step into the shower. The shape is already standing there. He pulls her into the shower with him, closes the curtain, pushes her down in a tub full of scalding hot water. She dies, of course. He escapes without anybody else seeing him. Of course, he leads Dr. Loomis on a wild goose chase. Unbeknownst to Dr. Loomis, Michael Myers is still in Haddonfield. Loomis thinks he's been caught, but he thinks about it later. Realizes that Michael hasn't been caught, that he's still in Haddonfield. That's when Michael Myers makes his way back to Laurie's house, and here begins the home invasion angle. Michael Myers basically breaks in Laurie's house, stabs her mom and dad, chases her out of the house. She runs out the house. Michael Myers isn't out there. So when she goes back inside, he somehow has gotten out of the house, and then I would have him put the ghost sheet back on and scare her, because she looks out the window to make sure that he's not out there. In case you're confused, I'll go over it with you again. He breaks in her house, chases her out the house. He runs out the house with her. He does one of his little disappearing acts while she's running through the streets of Haddonfield. Now he's not there. You know how Michael does. So he does that. Then she runs back in the house, locks the doors. She looks out the window to make sure he's not coming. Anyway, Loomis makes his way back there. He knows that Michael is at Laurie's house because he hears screaming. He knocks on the door, but she doesn't want to open the door because she thinks it's Michael. Loomis says, "It's me, Laurie, it's me." She lets him in, but when she lets him in, a knife goes through Loomis's chest. Loomis pretends like he's dead. Michael chases Laurie all through the house. The final chase scene of the movie would end up in the kitchen where Loomis shoots Michael. Michael falls down, and while Michael's on the floor, Loomis is playing with the stove. He tells Laurie to get out of the house. Michael gets up, stabs Loomis, but with one last burst of energy, Loomis lights the house on fire. Kaboom! You still get the fire scene. Michael's burning and everything like that. Laurie's out of the house. The house is basically falling to the ground. And when the fire crew go back in there in the morning, Michael isn't there. The theme song comes on, end credits roll, End of movie. That's the way my version of Halloween 2 would have been. My version would have stayed in the neighborhood instead of going to a hospital, because I always thought the hospital thing was fucking stupid. Let's be real. You guys are crying about brother and sister, and yet Michael Myers is killing people with hospital instruments and chasing people through a big ass empty ass hospital. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Where are all the other patients at? But you're bitching about their lineage. Whatever. That's my version of Halloween 2. That's how I would have done it. Obviously, it would have been longer. I just gave you a shortened version, but the movie would have been longer. There would have been more kills. Like I said, they would have had a Halloween party. Michael would have broken into the Halloween party, killed people, and you heard the rest of the story. That's the way I would have done it. This is my version of Halloween 2, written by myself and my friend Alex Navarro. Shout out to him. Laurie's parents died in this version because Michael killed them both. But then again, he got set on fire, so it all evens out. Even though technically it doesn't, because he didn't die. He got away again. But anyway, that's my version of it. That's what I would have done with it. Thanks for listening.